Hey guys, John Hunter here. I'm here to talk about the Rel Bassline Blues. I love this product. These are one of the best sounding high-level cables out there. Might be the best. It was really simple. I think that when you start doing cable, you're best to stay away from being too complicated. Almost everything you do in cables that's more complicated results in poorer performance or really strange interactions. This is just a very, very high-grade 18-gauge solid core. It's really good. The twist, the geometry is a little bit different than most people use. It works exceptionally well, and the connectivity that we use, we're using pure silver solder, and I listened to 5 different silver solders that Justin was kind enough to do, one at a time for me before we settled on this one. It was clearly the best by a large margin. Can't begin to tell you why. I didn't get into the metallurgy of what that company does with it, but it is alleged to be 0.925 pure silver. The combination is astounding. I've had customers send me emails from abroad saying, "You do an absolutely terrible job, Mr. Hunter, of marketing the Bassline Blue. This is like the second biggest improvement on my system since I bought my Rel." And I understand where they're coming from. So what does it do? What it eliminates in a standard high-level cable is it eliminates the very slight bump at around 50 hertz. It's just present. It's a resonance of that particular cable in our standard high-level cable. And instead you get something that's very flat and linear. Now, initially, you're going to think, I'm missing some energy, and you are, because you don't have that little bump. And what you find is that you can change your crossover settings and you can increase the gain. The gain will offset the energy of that bump, like with one click. And it will allow you to cross over a little bit higher because you don't have that artificial bump that's built into the standard cable. By the way, when I say it's built in, it's just a natural function of its materials and its geometry. This one is so much more linear and so much more open and extended. So before you were crossing over at something like 9 clicks, 10 clicks, suddenly you can open it up to 11 clicks, and everything sounds more open and more natural and more energetic. But more importantly, it's so fast and transparent, and I credit that with the quality of our terminations. We literally have someone who's a full-time employee who has a real job within Rel, and he builds all of these by hand for hours and hours a day frequently because there's so much demand around the world. The net effect of putting Bassline Blues in either a single run to a subwoofer or a stereo pair is that you wind up with so much more openness and transparency. It helps extend the sound stages outside the boundaries of the speakers, which everybody who's got a big system is trying to get to. And it also illuminates players, especially when you have massed ensembles. If you have a large choral group or you have a symphonic presentation, most of the time that just turns to mush. You listen to it and you're like, I don't understand what I'm hearing here. And the louder it gets, the more complex and more confused it gets. The Bassline Blue helps separate all of those things out, and anybody who claims they know how and why that's happening, I can't begin to tell you. I can only report on the findings I've had over and over again. And it just decongests things and you hear it clearly. So it's just a simple solid core copper wire and pure silver solder, perfectly executed. And the net result is it opens up the entire soundstage and actually extends the dynamics because you're able to hear clearer and with more lucidity down into the deepest space. So between that sort of expanding the dynamic range in this area and then opening up the clarity and the lack of congestion that almost all systems suffer from without the least bit of brightness, that's not its signature at all, is really amazing. And then if you're a six-pack guy, if you're somebody who is fortunate enough to own a line array, we took the same care and feeding to do this. It's just an enormous amount of labor to have a 22-inch jumper. But these are the best way to get from the bottom to the middle or from the middle to the top subwoofer in a line array. Same person makes them. Every one of these takes well over an hour just to do the soldering and connect everything up. The net effect is incredible. So if you're looking for that next step, maybe you've already got a pair of Rels and you're really happy with them. You want more clarity, more lucidity, greater sense of ease and openness. Take a look at the Bassline Blues, and if you are lucky enough to have a line array, absolutely, it's the only way to go.